Episode 21 is now underway. What the fuck is good? All right. So, rules of the show. Can't share the show with anybody for the first 100 episodes. I can't tell anybody that I'm even recording a podcast or that I'm doing anything of the kind. Can't tell anybody. So anybody who knows about the show now or the first 100 episodes knows because they came across it on Spotify naturally, clicked on an episode and started listening and they liked it. Second rule is I must have at least 20 minutes per episode in order for it to count. I'm not going to do anything less than 20 minutes for the first 100. Although I do have ideas for much shorter ones and even more frequently posted shorter ones. Just for different content ideas that I have. Third rule is that I cannot cut or edit anything of the show unless I have to take a fat shit. Or in the instance, I guess, that I have to take a piss. Or that the fucking thing cuts off mid-recording. Third or fourth rule, whatever I just said, the other rule after that rule is there must be a takeaway or something of value from the show. So I can't just talk about how I took a shit in a urinal one time. And I always give that example, but it's true. It's a real story. And if you want to know about that story, I'll tell it. But that's not going to be the main sauce of the episode. It's going to be something valuable, something you can take away and learn from. Something that might change your perspective, something that might change the way you think about something, give you new insight, give you some value, or give you some tools to get something done or to win in life or business or whatever the case may be. And let's see, what's the other rule? I don't have them pulled up right here. Oh, and I can't do the show with anybody else right now, so it's got to be solo. I can't have a guest on here or talk with my brother or my uncle or my mom. It's all me. And the whole reason why I have these rules in place and the whole reason why I'm doing the first 100 episodes in ghost mode is because I'm doing this for me. I'm doing this to gain momentum and to gain the confidence with my voice, with talking to people who I can't see or they're not even hearing me. I have 0 listeners on the show as of right now, November 9th, I think it is. And I'm doing this for me. So nobody knows about this except for me. Nobody's listening to these shows yet except for me. So I've done 20 shows in a row now. This will be 21. And not one person has listened to anything I've had to say. I haven't impacted anybody's life. I haven't made any difference in the world with these episodes yet. It's 21 episodes in, and not one person knows at all that I'm doing this. So, but I'm doing the show, like I just said, to gain the confidence in my voice and to get better at communicating, get better at talking, literally just pronouncing words, my pronunciation, tried to say both at the same time, and really just articulating my thoughts that is very digestible to someone who's listening to me speak. And a main one, another thing that I want to do here is stop saying like, and as filler words. And the more that I talk with people in real life, the harder it is to get rid of like. And are very easy for me to stop saying. But like is very difficult because it's so autopilot for me. And I oftentimes, so I'll be trying to stop. For example, I'll be talking to somebody at work or something like that. And I will go to say something and I will have to pause and think about and a totally different way of saying something without me saying like. And then I pause so long that the other person thinks I'm done talking, and then I'm done talking because they start talking. So it's a struggle. So if anybody is also struggling with if you also want to stop saying like as a filler word, I challenge you to really try and catch yourself and just change the way you talk. If you want to. It doesn't really matter. I don't think a lot of people really give a fuck. But to me, I think people lose so much credibility in my eyes when just by the way they talk and the way they communicate. And so my goal, one of the many goals that I have is to just I know you can't perfect your speech, but I want to perfect the way I talk as best as I can so that it just flows and it sounds great. There's no pauses. There's no bullshit. It's all one fluid sentence and it sounds good. Like that last sentence, that was great. I want to talk like that 24/7. And so that's a work in progress, and I don't want that to be the focus of the show by any means, but I do want to get better at that. So that is one of the things that I'm focusing on here with the first 100 episodes. I want to be able to get to that 100th episode and sound really good, have everything flow, everything sounds great, and kick it off with some quality shit. I've also had ideas for more shows when I reach that 100 mark, and I think it'd be cool, year or two down the road when I've got 600 episodes or something like that, to do revisits of these first 100. So imagine me 2 years down the road, I got something going on, I'm making some money, got a business, whatever. I got something going on to where I can confidently say I have some qualifications here. I can talk about something. I can give my input on whatever it is. And then I pull up this podcast and I listen to parts of it on a new podcast, and I say, and I just kind of listen to like a reaction video and kind of compare and contrast where I was then, now, versus where I am now, then. And I think that'd be really cool to do, but obviously I got to make it there. But dude, I'm 21 episodes in, and I was taking a piss today at the gym about an hour ago, and the thought, so I was going in there to go do cardio for my second workout. It's 10:30 p.m. at night, and I work FedEx tomorrow, so I can sleep in a little bit, so I don't have to go to bed super early. So, and I also fucked myself on time today, so that's why I'm just doing the workout so late. But anyway, went in there to do cardio, knowing that I had to record the show afterward, and I was thinking, holy shit, I've done 20 episodes of the podcast. I'll be doing 21 tonight. 20 in a, never mind 20, but 20 in a row. Matter of fact, I think it might be 17 in a row. I think I had a gap between 3 and 4. I don't know though. But 21 episodes, dude? That's crazy to me. And that just makes me think even more about my very first show was just start, just start. Just whatever you want to do in life, just start today, start right now, figure it out as you go. And that's exactly what I'm doing, dude. And it's so reassuring because, as I've said multiple times in multiple episodes so far, I've always been that perfectionist that wouldn't start anything until I had it all figured out, all planned out. I knew the next 100 moves and how they were going to play out. I had my logos, my colors, my design, my slogan, my schedule, all that shit. I wouldn't do anything until I had all that figured out, and that really paralyzed me. That crippled my ability to really operate at all. And so I never did anything. And now here I am, 20 episodes in, still haven't really given a fuck about the name of the show or the cover art of the show. I literally went to a free logo maker, found the first one that I thought looked decent, put it on here. That's it. And the name was bcast because I wanted to make a show and I didn't want to spend hours and days and years and whatever trying to think of a name. So I literally just put bcast, because podcast, B, my first name starts with B. That's it. And then I thought, you know what? Oh, and then I came across my old notes on my phone from December of last year that said that the bq.POV podcast show would be a daily documentation of me going through 75 hard, which I then just completed a month ago. A month ago, dude? Fucking weird. Oh, that's so weird. That's crazy, man. Time flies. That is unbelievable to me. Anyway. So yeah, just start. That's the reason why I'm doing the first 100 episodes. So when we get to 100, I got some cool ideas I'd like to execute on, and I'm not going to stop until I get to where I want to be. And so with all of that being said, today what I want to talk about is something kind of sad. I actually cried today. Talked to my uncle about this a little bit. Came up in conversation. Because I got really excited today. I was talking to my uncle, the one that I live with. His name's Kevin. And we were talking a little bit. And I was just saying how I'm doing phase 1 of Live Hard. I got all these things I got to do. It's been a battle for me, for sure, trying to get everything done. But I don't dread anything that I'm doing during the day. I don't dread the tasks that I have to do. I don't find myself hating life or getting burnt out. I don't find myself doing anything. I'm working 2 jobs right now, almost 60 hours a week. I'm doing double workouts. I'm following a fairly strict nutrition plan. I'm eating a shit. I almost have to force feed myself some days because eating is really difficult for me. I'm drinking a gallon of water per day. I'm reading books every single day. Visualizationizing. What the fuck, bro? Visualizing for 10 minutes every day. Stretching for 20 minutes. Recording this show every day. I'm writing 2 pages of something. A book. I don't know what I'm going to call it. I don't know what the fuck, dude. 2 pages of that. Doing 10 things I'm grateful for in extreme detail. Taking a cold shower. Taking a cold plunge. Every single fucking day of the week. The only day that changes is on Sunday when I don't have to go into a physical place of work. Every other day of the week, that's my schedule every single day. And it takes up all my time, and I'm not getting burnt out at all. I look forward to getting all the shit done that I have for the day done. And like I said last episode, when I check everything off the end of the day, when I'm pretty close to laying in bed or am in bed already, and I click off every single task that I have for that day, and it's done, and I look and I see it completed every single task, every single one. I've got about 26 of them, just miscellaneous ones as well. All of them done. That is an unbelievably satisfying and fulfilling feeling that I never ever want to not feel again. And so I was talking to Kevin, my uncle, about this, and I think he asked me how far I was. I can't remember how we even got started talking about it, but we were talking about it, and I was really pumped, dude, because I don't really talk to people. I don't really share a lot of my wins and stuff with people unless it's in passing and I can make a joke about it or something, and it's usually just the family that I live with. I don't text people really ever. If I do, it's my mom or my little brother, or I got my friend Jaden, friend Mason. I don't really talk to people, dude, and I don't find myself feeling lonely anymore. I don't feel myself being sad or down on myself because I don't talk to people. And that was one of the talking points that I had with my uncle. So I've been crushing it in life. I've been doing so good. I can confidently say that I am the happiest I've ever been in such a long time, but it's the kind of happy that is a fulfilling happy where I'm not happy because of something that happened in my life. I'm happy because of the work that I'm doing and the results that I'm seeing. So it's not like I went to an amusement park, had a blast, and I was happy for the next week. Or I went skydiving and I was happy for the next week. Or, I don't know, visited a friend and I was happy because he's here. It's nothing like that. It's not that kind of happy. It's the happy of, fuck yeah, I just did this really hard thing. I accomplished this hard thing. Hell yeah, dude, I'm growing, I'm progressing. That's awesome. That's the kind of happy that I am right now. And it's a different kind of happy. And I've actually never even thought about it up until literally right now. So that's pretty cool. So we were talking back and forth, and it got brought up about me being in Colorado and stuff. And so when I moved away from everything here that I've known and loved and grown up around my whole life, the goal was to move to Arizona for many reasons. The main one, and the biggest one by far, was the weather. I like the extreme heat. I do not fuck with the cold as much as I do love the heat. And the more that I'm here in the cold, I don't think it's winter yet, but the fall chilly days, the more that I think I actually have been telling myself that I like the heat because it is why I moved. And to say that I moved away just because might sound silly or might sound dumb. And I don't know. I can't confidently say that's what it is. But I do love the heat, though. Being in Arizona was fucking awesome. And I was a full-time FedEx driver in the heat of summer last year. And I take pride in that because a lot of people bitch out. I have very controversial opinions about that, but it is what it is. We'll get into that in another episode. And so the whole reason why I moved was because I wanted to get away from the cold and the snow. And so I wanted to move to Arizona. That didn't work out. So the happy medium between where I was at then, which is in northern Utah, and Arizona, or Phoenix, Arizona, was St. George, Utah, which is, for example, if northern Utah is 70 degrees and Phoenix is 110 degrees, St. George is probably 90. And it's red rocky. It's beautiful. It's kind of smaller. St. George itself is pretty small, but then there's surrounding cities like Ivins and Santa Clara and don't know the others. And so it was nice. And I went down there. I loved it. That's how I got the job with FedEx. I typed in outdoor jobs near Zion's National Park on Indeed, It said FedEx delivery driver. I clicked on it. Rest is history. Here I am. Fucking love it. It's awesome. And so there I was alone, but I was going through this breakup, trying to get back together thing. And it just made it really hard for me to focus on where I was at and everything that I was doing. That's a whole other thing, but that's where I also took my first sip of alcohol. So that was 2 years ago, last month, that I took my first sip of alcohol. I'm 26 years old. I've never done drugs, so I was drug and alcohol free for 24 straight ass years. And I take a lot of pride in that. And I wish I didn't drink just for the fact that I could still say that I am alcohol free, especially in today's world. I think that's so fucking rare. But then again, on the other hand, I'm glad I drank because it's a cool experience. You know, it's cool. And as long as you don't become an alcoholic, it's fine. So anyway, neither here nor there, but met some friends down there. That's when I attempted 75 hard 2 more times, failed them both. And shit just wasn't really going well. I got kind of sad I was alone, but I was a 4-hour drive away from home. So it was about 5 hours, 5-hour drive away from home. So mentally that was much easier because I could drive up on the weekends. I could do whatever. It was easy. It was mentally, it was better. It was more digestible, we'll say, because I was able to just drive home whenever. I didn't have the thought of, shit, I don't know if I can see my family again. It was like, well, I can see them. Like, I just gotta make a nice drive, so it's fine. And then I moved to Arizona. That was awesome, but I was completely alone down there. I had no friends or family. I had nobody I knew down there. Everybody that I ended up associating with was brand new. People that I met down there, usually Arizona natives, you know. And I made some cool work friends there. It was awesome. A lot of great experiences there. Joel, Tim, if you're listening, love you guys, miss you guys. And then I met a special girl down there. Her name was Megan, and she really made my time in Arizona just awesome. You know, she took me in. She cooked Thanksgiving dinner for the both of us. She made sure that I wasn't alone on Christmas, and it was awesome. So I'm very thankful for that friendship for sure. It would have been a lot harder, a lot different if I hadn't met Megan. And so Megan, if you're listening to this, I appreciate it. And I thank you so much for everything and everything that you put on for me down there. And I hope you're doing well. So that was tough being alone in Arizona, because that's when I achieved one of my biggest goals in life, which was having my own place for the first time ever. Not my own room, not my own bed, my own full-on place. I got my first very own apartment. Nobody lived there except me. My front room, my kitchen, my bedroom, my bath, it was all mine. You know, and I achieved that goal with nobody around to see or feel or hear or be there with me for that goal of mine that I achieved. And I remember walking into my apartment after I had moved in, got everything set up, got my desk, my computer chair, everything was set up. And I remember sitting in my computer chair, looking around at my empty living room and thinking, now what? You know? And I was really down on myself, and I just kept thinking, you know, I wanted all this. I did it. I finally achieved this, and now what? There's nobody here around me to see this, or to see the excitement that I have, or to feel, or to celebrate with me. There's nobody even really knows that I'm doing this, you know? And that's fine if nobody knows that you're achieving things. But with this thing, it almost felt pointless. I wanted to move away so bad and get my own place so bad and be in Arizona so bad that I almost just blocked out everything else in my life just because I wanted those things so bad. And I wanted them for the wrong reasons. I wanted them because I don't even want to get into it right now. I just wanted them for the wrong reasons. And so I was alone down there, and it sucked. And I remember I had plenty of days where I would go to work and I'd come home and I would just sit in my bed for the rest of the day. And I would go to bed really early and I'd wake up and I wouldn't do anything with life. And I was so sad and depressed. My house was always quiet. It was always dark when I got home. It was always empty. It was kind of cold. I always have to cook myself dinner by myself, alone. And I'm not saying this to make you feel bad for me, but this is just what I went through. And I was mentally abusing myself with the thoughts that I was having on a day-to-day basis. And it was so hard for me to battle through those things. And no, I wasn't depressed. I was living a depressing life. I was going to work and I was coming home and I wasn't doing shit. I gained a little bit of momentum at the gym, a little bit, but not enough. My diet wasn't in check, and I was actually really happy with FedEx. It made me happy to go into work and get the boxes done. And I learned a lot of lessons. You can go back and listen to what FedEx taught me. I think it's episode 8. And there's actually a lot more lessons in there that I didn't share. A lot of them came from Arizona specifically. That's when I entered the big leagues, if you will, of FedEx, where instead of 60 stops a day, it was up to 250. And then actually I went to the major leagues with Colorado, doing up to almost 400 stops in one day. So that's a whole other thing, but learned a lot in Arizona from FedEx. But anyway, I took pride in trying to be as fast as I could be with FedEx down there, and I would get the stops done as quickly as I could. And I would go home, and I took pride in getting the shit done, delivered. But the job itself wasn't fulfilling. It was the personal achievement of doing 40 stops in 1 hour, 50 stops in 1 hour, getting done before noon or getting done before the fastest guy on the team. That was the shit that drove me and why I enjoyed the job so much down there. And towards the end of that, I got really sad about shit because I was like, you know what, man, I'm down here, I'm doing this. What am I doing it for? There's nobody here. I'm not a social guy. I don't really desire that. I want to do my own thing. But I was so down in the mud and not doing shit that I didn't even want to do shit. I wasn't doing anything. It was so hard for me to try to do and so I thought, okay, I'm moving back home, I guess. I'll just get a place, whatever. I'll just do FedEx up there. I miss my family and stuff. And then I just started looking around at other places, and Colorado has always struck me as a beautiful place to be. And so fast forward a little bit, I moved to Colorado, got a great paying FedEx position out there. But turns out it was shit because the management was ass and there was a lot of miscommunication on their end. For sure, I take full responsibility and ownership of the shit that I did wrong, but god damn, it was a shit show. It is what it is. And then I moved to a different FedEx contractor and everything was great. And there was I'm going to get back to what I was talking about with Kevin in just a sec here, but there was one moment in Colorado that I'll never forget. It changed a lot. It really changed the trajectory of my life from there on, because for a while towards the end there, and this was literally 6-7 months ago, it's recent as fuck. There was a moment, okay, so during the ending phase, I guess we'll call it, of Colorado, last month or two, we'll say, before I knew I was coming home to Utah, I had been thinking about pretty much my life, because I was making really good money. I was bringing home, I don't know, almost $1,200 a week. And that was my take home. So I was making almost, what would that be? $1,700 gross per week, because I was just working so much with FedEx and I paid well. And because the cost of living over there is a lot higher than in Arizona or Utah. So made a lot more money and it was great. And I was coming home, or I was working a lot, and I would come home and to an empty house, and I got an even nicer apartment over there, and it was everything that I had hoped it would be. The marble countertop, the island, the cabinets that all matched, everything was trimmed nice, hardwood floors, big spacious bedroom, sliding glass door. It was everything that I had ever wanted. My Arizona apartment was great, but it was a little run down. It had a lot of chipped shit, kind of broken this, broken that. But it was my first apartment and I achieved that, so who gives a fuck? So I thought, okay, well, I'm going to get the next thing then. And the next thing was this apartment in Colorado. And it's so sick. It was so sick being able to walk home into that home, knowing that this nice place is mine. I'm safe here. It's warm. I got everything I need in here. Got a dishwasher, got a garbage disposal, got a shower, all this stuff. But, dude, I was going to work and I was coming home and I wasn't doing anything. There's no real benefits to working with FedEx Ground unless the contractor is very established, which is very rare. So I didn't have a retirement going. I didn't have insurance. I didn't have benefits. I was working, I was coming home, and I was sitting in my bedroom. That's it. That's all I was doing. So no wonder I was sad. And there was a lot of moments where I would be having a great day. I'd be riding the high FedEx, delivering 300 stops in one day, getting done by 5 p.m. Fucking unbelievable. It's fast as hell. And running all day. My mind has been not obsessed. My mind has been consumed with the boxes, the scanning, the addresses, the driving, the podcast, the music that I'm listening to, whatever. Just, I was distracted all day. And then when I finally got home, all the noise was cut off. It was peaceful. It was nice. It was quiet. It was safe. It was comfortable. And I didn't have anything to worry about until I did, which was my own thoughts. And that was, hey, you're alone. What are you doing? Nobody even knows you're out here. No friends or family. You're not social. You're not going to meet anybody. This is really going to be your life. You're going to be that guy that could have been, should have been. You're going to be that guy. You're not going to be shit. You're just going to be working. You're not even going to have a retirement. You're going to be working until you're dead. What are you doing it for? Those were my thoughts. And they were a lot darker and a lot deeper than that. I would go down the rabbit hole at least twice a day. And there was this key moment where my mom had sent me a birthday card. This was literally 4 months ago. In Colorado, she sent me a birthday. I wasn't able to come home for my birthday. And my mom sent me a birthday card. And so for one, I got the card in the mail and I saw her handwriting on the card. And that already got me kind of emotional, because I was like, oh man, that's my mom's handwriting, And I remember opening it, and it was a happy birthday card, and it was one of those cards where you open it up, the card has a lot of shit packed inside, and it pops out, and it's one of those 3D things. And then it also sang to me, so it's like, happy birthday to, sang the full happy birthday song. I'm sitting there in my kitchen. I just got home from work. I got my backpack and all my gear on still. I have no furniture at this point. I have nothing going on. Hardwood floors, empty walls, nothing it's echoey. It's empty. It's quiet. Nobody's there except me. I open the card. It sings to me. And as soon as the card stops singing, happy birthday to you, it was just quiet. And that the happy birthday to you, that echoed a little bit. And that moment right there was the moment that I knew that I was following the wrong path for my life, I got a happy birthday card in the mail from my mom, who loves me dearly. I open it up, it sings, and then it echoes in the nothingness and the emptiness of my home. And I don't want to have a home that's empty and cold and quiet. I want to have a home that's got something going on. I want to hear my wife or my kids. I want to hear something. Loved ones, family, friends, something going on. And I just broke down and started crying. I just broke down and started crying because of just how alone I felt. And I guess it sounds bad, but in my head and all the mental abuse that I gave to myself, it was 10 times worse than, I don't know how to explain it. It was just so hard for me personally to deal with the things that were in my head. And I beat myself up a lot, and it was really brutal on a personal level for me. And I'm specifying for me because obviously you don't know what I'm going through. I don't know what you're going through. And so someone might think, oh, well, I like to live alone. I'm fine. This guy's a bitch. Dude, call it what you want. It was just really hard for me. And I desired that thing for so long. And I finally got it. And it turns out it's worse than anything I could have imagined for myself at the time. I was in a bad spot mentally to start. And then I went and got myself alone. Didn't do anything in my life to improve or to better myself. I wasn't doing shit. So again, no wonder I was sad. But that moment right there, when I got the card, it opened, it echoed into nothingness. That really got me going and thinking, okay, so all I'm doing right now is working and coming home and doing nothing. That's my life. No, I got to figure something out here. So, and long circle back here. I was talking to my uncle, and we were talking about my success and how I'm kicking ass, and I'm feeling fulfilled, and I'm doing shit, and I'm feeling good. I'm not getting burnt out at all. I look forward to winning the day and getting my shit done. I would feel like a piece of shit. I think I would actually be so fucking hard on myself if I didn't get this shit done anymore. The tasks for my day that I committed to. And I said, there was one moment the other day where you guys were all gone. So I live with my uncle, my aunt, and my 3 cousins. There's one that's Kendall, 13, Miley, 16, Jake, 19. And I love them all to death. Guys, if you're listening to this, I love you so much. And I appreciate all your support. For real. And I remember they all had left. They were all doing their own thing. I can't remember what it was. But I went and got some dinner. And I think I made a chicken sandwich or something on some wheat bread. I don't know. Some grilled chicken on some wheat bread because that's what my diet allows. Whatever. And I remember I walked back into my room. House was quiet as fuck. It was dark. I walked into the dark room, flipped the light on, put my food down on my desk or on the side of my bed or something. And I sat down on my bed, whipped out my phone. I can't remember what I did. But then I realized, hey, it's quiet as fuck. You're alone. You're eating alone again. Remember that, Bryson? Nobody's here. Just like when you're out there in Arizona and Colorado. And that feeling, that same feeling of being sad and feeling down and that feeling of depression, you know? I wasn't depressed. I was living a depressing life. But that feeling, that came back so quick. And I felt it all again. And I told my uncle that, and I couldn't even elaborate because of just how a touchy of a subject it was for me. And I had to stand up and start looking at the fucking ceiling because it's easier to not cry when you're looking at the ceiling. So, but I share that because I'm making all this progress. I'm kicking so much ass. I have an insane amount of momentum swinging in my favor right now. I feel unstoppable. Everything is going great. And I am so blessed and thankful for that to be the case right now. And a lot of credit goes to me, a lot of credit goes to the universe, a lot of credit goes elsewhere. But at the end of the day, it's me putting one foot in front of the other. So I have no one else to thank or to blame but myself. So I'm really proud of myself. And I feel really great. I'm very happy. And to think that all it took was just 10 moments of silence for all those feelings and emotions and everything to come rushing back to make me feel exactly how I felt back then, you know. That was scary because it was as if nothing changed, you know. It was as if I was right back where I was. And I don't ever want to feel that way ever again. And I'm going to do everything in my power to not feel that way. So by any means necessary, we are done with that alone shit. We're done feeling like that. And I'm in a much different place now in life than I was then. So maybe it would be different if I was forced to be by myself and do this shit by myself again. Because I got this newfound discipline, the confidence, the self-esteem, all that stuff is in my favor now. I've built these skills now. So it's, who knows, you know, only makes me kind of want to challenge myself there and do it. But all those feelings came rushing back. And so the point of me sharing all of that is to say that for me, and hopefully a lot of people who are listening, if you feel similar to me, or if you're looking for some kind of solution to this loneliness shit or the depressing life that you live, what helped me more than anything was recently, and it was the last 100 days, and I've talked about this kind of partly why I'm doing the show, right, is just doing the hard shit in my life day to day, consistently, with no compromise, every day, and just committing to really winning the day, and that's it, just the day. By getting all my shit done for the day and doing all the things I need to get done, that I know that I need to get done, my life has improved drastically. Not even because I'm doing all the things, the rewards and the results of the things that I'm doing, that's a byproduct of all this. But by me committing to something and then seeing it through, making a promise to myself, seeing it through, keeping that promise, getting the shit done, that leaves me feeling so incredibly good that being sad and down on myself is just not even a possibility at this point. Like I said, I'm not getting burnt out. I'm not dreading anything. I sincerely look forward to busting my ass every day and getting this shit done. And I'm looking forward even more so to get phase 1 completed. Not only to have phase 1 completed, but so that I can change the tasks that I'm doing and put more time into things that I want to do now. The tasks that I chose, I'm glad that I chose them because they've taught me a lot about how you want to quit really bad, but sometimes the best thing you can do is keep going. And at that, you got to adjust and make it so you do like it. You know, whatever the case may be, you got to adjust and keep going and keep moving forward and make that shit likable and enjoyable. And if you can't do that, figure the fuck out. And those are some of the things that this taught me. And so my solution, I guess, is to do the hard shit, to commit to something and to see it through. But just for the day, just focus on today. If you say you're going to go to the gym every single day for the next 10 years, that's going to sound really daunting. It's going to sound really heavy. So just say, I'm going to go to the gym today. And that's it. And then go to the gym today. And then when you wake up tomorrow, say, hey, I'm going to go to the gym today. And that's it. That's all you got to do. And again, the 75 Hard, Live Hard program did that for me. That program, guys, I can't explain just how much that program changed my entire fucking life. If it's any fucking... If it's not clear as shit that maybe I'm on a different path now, it's because of the program. It's because it brought me out of my little bitch-ass shell, showed me what I'm capable of, and then showed me what I can be capable of if I keep going the way that I'm going. Literally 100 days ago, 110 days ago. Matter of fact, 4 months ago, I was in Colorado. 4 months ago. 4. That feeling of being sad and opening the birthday card, that was 4 months ago. And now I completed the 75 Hard program a month ago. Time's fucking flying. Now I'm almost done with phase 1. 4 months, dude. That's it. That's all it took. 4 months to go from there to here right now in this very moment. That's all it fucking took, dude. 4 months. So that's my story. That's my solution. If you're sad, you're feeling alone, you're living a depressing life, go out there and do some shit. And it doesn't have to be anything. Just hit the gym, eat clean, challenge yourself to ditch soda or to ditch candy bars or just challenge yourself, dude. See what you can fucking do, because you can do a lot more shit than what you think you can. Every single person listening to this has so much potential, and so many people are going to say, oh, that's bullshit, only certain... Dude, no. What's bullshit is you don't believe in yourself enough to try to make something happen, dude. I don't know, man. So that's what I wanted to share. So the solution to eternal happiness is doing hard shit daily and proving to yourself that you're capable of doing the hard shit. Challenging yourself, keeping promises that you make, committing. That's the secret, dude, right there. That's the sauce. And if anybody is listening to this and thinks that's bullshit, then I challenge you to commit to 75 hard. Do it exactly how the program is laid out. And if at the end of the 75 days you feel exactly the same, even though you did the program perfectly, then maybe you're fucked, bro. But I can almost promise that if you do the program exactly how it's intended, you fully commit to it for 75 days, no more, no less, you will have such an amazing realization for yourself that you are capable of so much more. And you'll also kind of shoot yourself in the foot, because you'll realize how much time you've been wasting and how much bullshit excuses you've been putting out there. So anyway, that is episode 21. Thank you so much for listening. Got a little bit vulnerable on this one, a little bit transparent with everything. So if you guys got any value from this, go ahead and share it with your buddy. Let them know that they're not alone, and hopefully we can get some hardworking motherfuckers going and getting some happiness flowing with the hard work and commitments that people make. So anyway, that is episode 21, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Have a great night, and we'll see you later.